CEO Mark Zuckerberg broke his silence on the crisis over political advertising firm Cambridge Analytica's access to user data on the social network, outlining concrete steps the company is taking to make sure such a leak doesn't happen again. Critics were underwhelmed. The billionaire finally spoke in a series of media interviews and a blog post, promising to probe the extent to which rogue apps are harvesting sensitive data on the social network. Zuckerberg told CNN that Facebook would inform every one of its 2 billion-plus users that may have gotten their personal data compromised. "I've been working to understand exactly what happened and how to make sure this doesn't happen again," Zuckerberg wrote in a post on his Facebook profile page. "I promise you we'll work through this and build a better service over the long term." By pledging to investigate whether Cambridge Analytica still holds the information it obtained from a third-party app creator, and broadening the probe to other developers that may have run afoul of Facebook's rules, Zuckerberg took a step in the right direction, according to lawmakers, investors and users. But it wasn't enough to end the criticism. Some remained skeptical the company is doing enough. Lawmakers still want Zuckerberg to testify. "This isn't going to cut it," David Cicilline, a Democratic U.S. representative from Rhode Island, said in a Facebook post responding to the CEO's statement. Mark Zuckerberg needs to testify before Congress. That sentiment was echoed by other lawmakers in the U.S. and Europe, including Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat from Minnesota, and Senator Richard Blumenthal, a Democrat from Connecticut. "Mea culpas are no substitute for questions and answers under oath," Blumenthal, a member of the Judiciary Committee, said. "Congress has failed to hold Facebook accountable, and legislate protections on privacy, which are manifestly necessary." Antonio Tajani, the president of the European Parliament, said in Twitter post that many questions remain unanswered. "I look forward to him giving further explanations before the elected representatives of over 500 million European citizens," he said. German Justice Minister Katharina Barley said in an interview with German newspaper Funkman Group that she will ask Facebook officials to provide an explanation in person. Speaking to UK media, Matt Hancock, a senior UK lawmaker, said, "It shouldn't be for a company to decide what is the appropriate balance between privacy and innovation. The big tech companies need to abide by the law and we're strengthening the law." Read more. Zuckerberg promises to alert all whose data may have been exposed. Earlier Wednesday in Washington, Facebook officials met privately with House Energy and Commerce Committee staffers from both sides of the political aisle for nearly 2 hours, according to two people who attended the meeting. One main question was whether there might be others, including other bad actors, who might have had access to the same data that Cambridge Analytica obtained from more than 50 million Facebook profiles. Staffers, speaking on the condition they not be identified, said the Facebook officials acknowledged that the company doesn't know how widely disseminated that information might be, or how many copies were made. In interviews Wednesday, Zuckerberg said he was open to testifying before Congress if he's the right person to provide the information lawmakers need. But he stopped short of committing to appear. Shares in Facebook declined 1.2% at 2 p.m. in New York, bringing this week's slide to about 10%. Zuckerberg missed the bigger picture. Zuckerberg's solutions focused solely on the outside developers that have accessed Facebook user details through login tools. They're not recognizing that they have systemic problems. Brian Weiser, an analyst at Pivotal Research, said in an interview, "These are just the problems we know about, but they have ongoing problems managing different parts of their business." The company came up with steps to resolve the developer problems, but to garner full appreciation from the public and the market, there should be greater emphasis on why it occurred in the first place, said James Kakmak, an analyst at Monness Crespi Hart. "It may be too little, too late." A 33-year-old chief executive officer waited several days to respond to news reports, even as the furor grew. "Everybody is disappointed that he and Sheryl Sandberg didn't come out with this right away," said Ivan Feinzip, chief investment officer at Tigris Financial Partners, also referring to the company's chief operating officer. Conversation about the issue, including and when Zuckerberg did come out to address the public, some users weren't reassured. It has become a recurring affair of reassuring PR in face of being caught. Sukhbir Singh, who has used Facebook since 2008, said in a message, "I don't think I trust them anymore, so his post is meaningless." Cameron Koo, who has used Facebook since 2004, the year the company was founded, said investigating the spread of information sounds good, but it will be hard for the company to fix what it already broke. "Banning rogue developers for non-compliance sounds great, but it's a non-starter," he said. Once information gets in the hands of people who shouldn't have it, it's toothpaste out of the tube. Investors are closely watching Facebook's management following the calls from lawmakers. There have been broader questions about how Facebook's management is handling the fallout. These are operational failures, Weiser said. On what basis can you say that management is great, let alone good? You can say they were able to generate a lot of users and a lot of revenue. That's not what makes a great management team. Facebook's board followed up on Zuckerberg's statement with